So, could you do me a favor and say slate and then like clap your hands really big?
Mm-hmm.
Just like.
Whenever you want, whenever.
Alright, so, do it.
Slate.
There we go.
I heard from it through a few people and I checked it out online. When I checked it out, I just signed up through Kickstarter and got a website set up where people could donate to the album if they wanted to. And once people started donating their money, we got up to the set goal and were able to fund the majority of this album, 4 strings and a broken pick. So it worked out good for me.
And so, was the experience like good? Would you do it again, essentially?
I would recommend it to anybody, any musician that has a good following group of people that are there to support them. I do recommend it, and I'll probably do it again if I had a chance to get out there and make a new album. I'd for sure do it again. Well, it was actually, I did not know what I was getting myself into because I've never been with a bunch of studio musicians that laid down tracks. I mean, I had some great guys in there. Todd Hines on the drums, which is real awesome. Staley Rogers on the bass. Had Rick Hawthorne. They all formerly played with Gene Watson, which is from Paris. He's a country music legend out there. And I've had some great musicians. Eric Pill on the fiddle. Had Chip Bricker on the keys. Tim Woods on the steel guitar. So we put a lot of effort into this album to get it right. I mean, it took a lot of time and a lot of preparation, but it eventually paid off, and I think that this album is going to turn out really, really good. Oh yeah, Johnny Cash definitely. He's one of the main ones, man. Probably I came up listening to Randy Rogers and Pat Green back in the day, and Wade Bowen, Crossman, Ragweed, some of that Red Dirt style, and The Great Divide was introduced by Krista to me, and they're like the beginning of the Red Dirt. So I mean, those are real big influences on my style. And I'd have to say I like some older time people are more like Roger Miller because he's kind of funny and he brings a lot of humor to it. I like that style. And can't forget about Merle Haggard and all those guys. I mean, Willie Nelson. It goes on and on. There's always great musicians. Johnny Horton, Dwight Yoakam, talking about, I got all kinds of, it's not just country either. I mean, I got rock influences, I got hip hop influences, I got all kinds of influences. So it's really, really hard to say exactly who, but probably all the music I listened to in my life all came together, and that's how I kind of got my style. Actually, I was playing some gig somewhere, and the audience out there, I ended up breaking a string, and they wanted me to keep playing, so I kept playing. I broke another string, and I was like, man, I got 4 strings, it's not sounding good at all. And it was late at night, and we were like it was a private party, but it was a good time. And Krista, she ended up that night she seen me up there playing with 4 strings, and she just ended up writing down 4 strings, and then a broken pick came in there later because I ended up breaking my pick throughout the night. And it just ended up like a cool term to use because I think as musicians we go out there and try to please people and play for them and get them to like us or whatever we try to do. We just like to play music, but eventually, I mean, we feel like if enough people like it, then it's a purpose behind it. So that's what we try to do. And even if you got 4 strings and a broken pick, if you can get a crowd to still scream, say, keep playing, and I mean, it's a pretty good feeling. So I thought that was an important factor in my career. Is that moment in my life ended up, we wrote it down for a reason, and it came up. I was looking through a journal one day and ended up seeing that 4 string and a broken pick, and boom, I instantly told me that's the name going to be of this album.
And so, you talk about how it was in a journal. Do you write all your songs like in an old school spiral notebook, or do you use computers nowadays? Like how do you write your songs?
I like to write in journals. I got many journals I wrote in, and songs that are not finished that I can just look into sometimes, see if I wanted to keep anything from it. So I like to write it down, and just, even if I don't finish a song, I just keep it in a journal, and that's how a lot of them come together. But I also do it by repetition. Like if I got something really good that I write, then I'm repeating it over and over in my head, playing like a certain riff. I'll play it over and over until I get it down. And once I memorize it, it kind of just sticks there. So that's how I kind of do it. Well, I think Paris is it's a country town, so I'm automatically get kudos for being part of a country town, and my music's country, so that helps out a lot. Also, I believe that being born and raised here helped me essentially, and just going out there and playing every chance I get with people, playing benefits, playing for just anybody that I can around Paris, it ended up paying off, and everywhere I go I end up seeing people I played for, played in front of, and it just eventually spreads out there. So that's why it's important to get out there and play as a musician. You can write all you want to, you can play, but get out there and actually play the gigs, and even if they're not the best paying gigs, just do them because you love to play, because it'll pay off for you. I say my family loves music. All my family in my family loves music. Did we actually play music growing up? Not essentially, but my brother Coco, Blaze, Carico, he ended up picking up the guitar first, me and him. So Coco picked it up first, and then I was like, what's he doing? And I kind of picked it up after him, so we eventually just took lessons, learned it, and my dad's always, I guess, wrote songs, and I never noticed until I started playing the guitar that he wanted to try to put some music to it. So, I remember growing up playing songs that he wrote, trying to come up with chords. So, yeah, I kind of did play music when I was younger, but family-wise, I don't know how many people in my generation that played, but there's probably people past through the generations that definitely helped me get my skills to play the music I play today.
And then, so I guess final question, when can we expect Four Strings and a Broken Pick to be out?
Well, we're looking at the copies to be in around the first week of May 2013 now. It's going to be on iTunes and CD Baby and all that. I'm not sure exactly the dates on those. It might take a month or two after I get the hard copies, but you can look it up on Facebook, Trever Carico, and see how you can get a hard copy if you want one. And they're coming in soon, so be on the lookout. Yeah, just edit it out and make it sound good.